Hello and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we've got more footwear coming your way today in the form of the new S2G shoe from Adidas. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, see loads more content from all of us here at Golfshake to help you play more and play better. Right, let's take a look at these. So the S2G, or Street to Golf shoe from Adidas, is one that's been pretty popular over the last few seasons. Certainly we've sold them very well here in the shop at Howley Hall, and there's a few reasons why. One, they're great to wear on and off the course, as the name would suggest. Two, I just think they look a little bit more kind of modern and particularly appeal to that kind of younger golfer that's maybe just getting into the game. They want something that looks almost like the trainers that they would wear when they're not at the golf course, really. And certainly this, I think, looks probably the most like that we've seen from Adidas. Certainly there are elements in here that are going to be kind of golf specific, if you like, but also they've really taken inspiration from some of the running shoes that they have out there on the market as well. So we can see that in some of the styling in here, and also that kind of heel profile that we see in a lot of the running shoes that Adidas have out on the market at the moment. Now, this is a full leather upper, so really adds to that kind of premium feel and look to the shoe. We've also got a protective toe cap around here. So one of the things when we're hitting golf shots is that we tend to roll up onto the toe of the shoe, roll from side to side. So this is going to help really lock your foot in, keep you in a nice balanced position, but also protect the shoe. When we move up onto the toe, particularly for the right-hander, when we get up onto that right toe at the end of the golf swing, we do see a lot of scuffing in a lot of golf shoes this way. So this is going to help protect that as well. I actually think it adds to the look of the shoe too. We've got that kind of iconic 3 stripes on the side of it, and also this kind of banding around the heel there to really make that heel nice and stable, and just a nice 3 stripe logo on the back. Pretty breathable with the tongue section there with these kind of holes punctured in there, so that they're going to be really nice and comfortable and breathable. Your feet aren't going to sweat too much, because obviously in a leather shoe we need that breathability as well. Like I say, the heel support in there. We've got an Ortholite sock liner as well, so this should actually mold to your foot as you wear this shoe throughout the course of a round and multiple rounds. And the light strike midsole as well is something that is synonymous with Adidas shoes. So what this is basically a lighter sort of foam that we have in there, and really adds to the comfort of the shoe. We know we're going to be walking a long way when playing a round of golf. Now, those of you out there, lots of you will use spiked golf shoes. This is obviously a spikeless model, so we can see that the grippy sort of sole that we have on here as well, with these kind of small kind of cleats, if you like, on the bottom there that aren't removable, molded to the sole, are going to be a little bit different in the feel and the traction that we get with a spike. So I would say that these are probably going to lend themselves very well to playing in drier weather, and certainly not some of the weather that we've seen in the UK at the moment. So with that in mind, we're going to head out to Turkey. We're going to take these with us. So we'll tell you exactly what we think when we try the new S2G shoe from Adidas. As you can see, I've got the brand new Tour 360 24 shoe from Adidas to talk to you about right now. Let's take a look at these shoes, and then we'll have a bit of a chat about the tech. This is obviously a shoe that we've seen different iterations of and different generations of throughout the years. And what is different about the new one? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. In terms of the looks, first off, I think this is the best looking shoe from Adidas for a long time. And that's saying something, because Adidas generally make very, very good footwear, and certainly very popular footwear. You see this on the feet of many of the best players in the world when you're watching the major tours around the world. So what has changed? Well, we've got this kind of wrap technology now of the stripes that are going around there. So it's kind of a saddle that's going to lock the foot in a little bit more. We've got this premium leather upper as well. You can see we've got some breathability in these little holes there that are in the top of the shoe. And we've also got this torsion bridge in here, which is going to add to the stability of the sole and give better kind of traction with the ground, and also help you to maintain some of the power during your golf swing. It's not going to be lost in that mid-foot section. So we've got more of the foot on the floor to help with traction and stop losing power, okay? So the 360 wrap is obviously where the name of this shoe comes from, this kind of wrap of the stripes around the sole. If we look at last year's model of shoe, it, for me, wasn't particularly that popular at retail, and there's a few reasons why. One, the comfort of it wasn't quite as good, so Adidas have addressed that with the way that the the sock liner. It's called an Insight sock liner that Adidas are using in here. So one of the things in the old Tour 360 was it rubbed quite bad in the heel. I'm assured that these are not going to do that, but we're going to put these properly through their paces when we go out to Turkey and play the Pro-Am. That was the kind of main bit of feedback that I got from selling them on the shop floor, is that they rubbed in the heel quite a bit and could kind of cause some blistering. Now, we're assured that's not going to happen with these, and like I say, they feel a little bit more premium, look a little bit more premium, I think, and they're always a popular shoe from Adidas. You know, they're kind of their flagship model. You know, they're a decent sort of price point. These £160 in the laced version and £180 in the version that's boa, so you can get boa lacing should you want those as well for that extra £20. But we can see the return as well of actual screw-in cleats, yeah? So this is another thing that the older model didn't have. So we had those molded spikes on the bottom there, which were a bit bigger, and we were kind of led to believe that they were better for a traction standpoint. I don't think that got across too well at retail, and I think these certainly will. They look a bit more traditional. I really like the accent colours. This is kind of the hero colour, if you like, that they're going with at the moment. So you'll see most of the players that they're paying on tour to wear Adidas shoes will be wearing this colourway. But we've also got the blue colourway as well here in stock. And I've also got a limited edition pair to show you as well, which is pretty cool. So it arrived a few weeks ago in a top secret box. You can just see that in the sole there. It says top secret on the insole in there as well. So this was our first look at the Tour 360 shoe. We can see this almost kind of geometric camo kind of print on the leather as well there, which I think looks pretty cool. It was really good to get that box through a few weeks ago, and it's always something that you want to tell everyone about as soon as you get them. We've had to kind of keep that under wraps a little bit, but I'm sure this is going to be a very, very popular shoe. I love the additions that we've made in that kind of torsion bridge in there, and also the wrapping of the stripes again. The comfort is always on another level with Adidas. So we've got this boost foam here in the heel, which again really adds to that comfort. We know that we're going to be walking a long way when we're playing a round of golf, so our feet need to be comfortable. It's generally around 5 or 6 miles that we walk, so you know, and we're also putting lots of pressure through our feet during the golf swing. So we need something on our feet that's going to help us do that. So now we've returned here to the UK. Let's talk first about the S2G shoe. So I use this a lot in the way it's designed, so on and off the golf course, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's one of the most comfortable shoes I've worn in a long time. I think the kind of insole and the midsole part of it is very, very comfortable. It's obviously waterproof. It is very grippy as well. This outsole is really good, and certainly I think it's up there with one of the best spikeless shoes in terms of how grippy it is when you're out on the golf course, because that's something I always struggle with, because I tend to move my feet quite a lot when I hit golf shots. So having that stability and that kind of locked in feeling of a shoe, and to get that from a spikeless shoe, is very good. I actually think this addition, as small as it is, this kind of little bit on the back of the shoe here, really does help you to feel a little bit more planted, particularly in the heel, obviously. And I tend to spin a lot on my heels when I'm hitting golf shots, and that really did help me to feel a bit more grounded and a bit more stable. When we move on to Tour 360, now I would say in terms of a complete golf shoe, this is right up there with the best on the market. I think from the last model of Tour 360, which I didn't think was particularly fantastic, this one certainly has stepped it up a notch. It's extremely comfortable. It does come up a little bit smaller size-wise, so a tiny little bit narrower than the S2G, but I think that premium leather that you get in the upper, I think this kind of wraparound of the stripes on there, and also the kind of bridge section in here with that torsion area, just really again enhances how much your foot is in contact with the ground. The addition of the spikes obviously makes it even more stable, and I certainly found when playing the courses out in Turkey, this one was definitely one of the most stable golf shoes I think I've ever played golf in. We did play 5 rounds out there, and I kind of alternated between these shoes, and certainly there was no rubbing on the back of your feet, which you got with the old Tour 360 shoe. This does not do that, I can tell you that categorically. But both of them represent very different types of golf shoe, So one, like I say, the complete golf shoe, one that on and off course one that you'll probably wear a bit more casually as well. Certainly it's a shoe that I'll probably wear away from the golf course a little bit as well, but it, like I say, I think it looks pretty cool, and has obviously got dual purpose there, whereas this one on the golf course I think is up there with some of the best on the market. Hopefully you've enjoyed that review. I've certainly loved obviously getting to Turkey and trying these shoes and getting out in the sunshine and playing some proper golf for the first time in ages. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comment section below. We'd be more than happy to answer them, and keep watching all of the content here on the Golfshake YouTube channel to help you play more and play better. See you soon.